What's going on, workforce? Brian here, and in today's guide we're going to be breaking down the leaves that you want to focus in on for Weaver. This is going to help you power level all the way up to level 70. Now, at the same time, if you're just looking to make some money, if you're just looking to find a market to provide a product for, these leaves are also available for you to always know that there's a demand for these items, both in the finished product and in the materials that need to be supplied when crafting them. So there is a twofold strategy here, either power leveling or using this system to make money or take advantage of the market as well. So let's start with the bad news. Weaver really struggles with varying turn-ins for the early 1 to 50 grind. Now, that means you're going to hard craft. That means you've got a lot of options for that, and we're going to dive into that a little bit here at the beginning of this video, specifically in how you can kind of take advantage of it. But starting at level 50 in Ishgard, there's just a lot of things that you can craft, stack up, and then do massive rounds of turn-ins. So let's go ahead and dive in. So if you're just getting started crafting here in the Weavers Guild, the first thing I want to point out to is the guild supplier. This is very cheap and effective ways to be able to get the items that you need to be able to start crafting. That is step A. And the other thing you can do when getting started is be able to dive into, maybe search Final Fantasy XIV Crafting Optimizer. I use this one. I'll include the link in the description below if you want to check it out. This lets you set your stats based off of all your different jobs, whether they're specialist or not. So you don't need to worry about rotations. You don't need to worry about any of that. You can come in here. You can actually have it search what you want it to build. Let's say Rainmaker's hat in this case. And then I can say solve. And what this is going to do, it's going to factor out, it's going to figure out all my stats, and it's going to tell me what kind of macro I can use to go ahead and build this. You can search them. There are several out there on the internet. This is the one I like to use because I can copy and paste this macro into the system. And then as long as I make sure I have the cross-roll abilities, the cross-crafting skill abilities, then I'm going to be good to go. So that's how doing a lot of the hard crafting is going to be necessary. You can go look at what the leaves are required and what's going to make the most sense for you, as well as your budget and your time commitment, because typically I like to craft a ton of things that are stackable, things that I can keep just piling up in my inventory so that I can even precast them and then do my turn-ins all at once. But let's go ahead and dive over to Ishgard, and I can show you what I mean by that. Now here we are in Ishgard. This is really where the system for power leaves takes root. The goal is for you to craft up as many of these items. In fact, you can even start crafting some of these up before you hit level 50. It's just going to maybe be a little bit more challenging depending on your gear. Going into trade craft leaves and then going into level 50, you can see Pride Up in Smoke. This is just going to get you a nice 536 per turn in for this leave. And again, you're going to have 100 leave allowances that you're going to be capped on at some point. You're going to get several of these every day, so just keep in mind that if you're at 100, you're actually just, they're not going to accrue any more than that. So if you can take advantage of doing these turn-ins, whether you need the experience or not, it at least is going to net you some form of gil, and it's going to capitalize on your allowances. But what you need for this is bolts of rainbow cloth times 3. So you need 3 of those. So you'd go either hard craft those or look at the market to see, does the price of the rainbow cloth even out? You need 3 of them, so most likely for this, it's not going to, there's not going to be a big advantage, but just keep that in mind. Then at level 56, you're going to look for where the dragonfly and the net catches. You're going to craft crawler silk here, needing to turn in 3. The reward goes up to 800, and it varies depending on how many you end up just constantly turning in to them, but keep that in mind, especially from if you're lower level weaver. If you're starting to collect these things, if you find good prices, especially on the crafting materials, you can actually pre-craft these so that once you hit level 56, then you could just stand here and turn them in, because at 50 and at 60, you don't really have to go anywhere, as opposed to 1 through 49, you're going to be out and about in the world making deliveries all the live long day. And the final lead that you can take advantage of is at level 58, Felt for the Fallen. This is going to have you deliver bolts of chimerical felt times 3. So you need 3 of those as well. From here, you need to go to Kugane. So let me go and show you those leaves as well. Now out in Kugane, you're going to need to look at level 62. This is where this starts off. So pretty much from 58 to 62, there is that 4 level gap. So you're going to want to probably craft as many of the chimerical felts as possible. But at 62, you can go and start turning in the bolts of ruby cotton cloth. So you could start, again, crafting the ruby cotton cloth to help you kind of fill in the gap from the from 58 to 62, so that way when you do hit 62, you can just start turning them in. The next one, it actually comes at level 64, which is going to be of great import. This is going to have you turning in spindles of kudzu thread, and this is only you need to turn in one. So for skills on display, it is turning in one bolt of the ruby cotton cloth, and for of great import, one of the kudzu thread. So from a market watch perspective, you can see here it's about 1211 gil, and that again fluctuates for a turn in. So if I can find a spindle of kudzu thread for less than 1211, I'm going to be making money. And watch your market fee prices, guys. Just keep that in mind. And then if it's around that, if it's higher than that, and I especially, that there's a demand, there is always going to be people looking to easily just kind of burn through this. Skills on display, roughly 1,000 as well. So keep that roughly in mind. Unfortunately for Weaver, there is not a 66 or a 68 leave that you can build and pre-craft and stack. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't take advantage of all the leaves here. That does not mean you can't take advantage of any of the leaves. In fact, like I said, if you're sitting on 100 allowances, go look at the prices of the items, look at it on the market, and see whether it's worth you to go and craft it, or if it's just worth you to purchase off the market and get the easy experience. The thing I didn't mention, but if you don't know it already, high quality versions of these items double the reward, both in experience and in gil. So if you're ever looking at a high quality item, again of great import for the example, so you would look at 2,400 as the high quality price. Anything less than that, you're going to be profiting, especially both in experience, and they typically reward you with items as well. So there is a double extra bonus here. So that pretty much sums up the power leaves for the Weaver. This is probably the shortest version of all the crafts. Like if you look at like Alchemist, it has an insane amount of turn-ins that you have ability to craft and stack. Weaver, not so much. Goldsmith, not so much. But hopefully this has been a help. If it is, let me know in the comments below. If you want to see any other guides, tips or tricks, or any kind of leveling stuff from us, please just sound off below in the comments. We look forward to hearing from you. And that pretty much wraps it up for me today. I don't know why I'm laughing so much at the end of this, but regardless, I hope you have a phenomenal day. For Work to Game, my name is Brian. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care. Hey guys, it's me, Brian. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you're new here, we hope you hit that subscribe button. Check us out. We talk a lot about video games, and we hope to at least hear from you in the comments below. We also try to respond to our comments. We really appreciate the comments, the discussion, all the various points of view that everybody is so kindly, I guess, and politely or impolitely shares with us from time to time. So anyway, guys, again, thanks for watching this video. We hope you hit that like button. We hope you hit that subscribe button. Come back for more content each and every day. We post a lot around here, and we'd love to hear from you about what you like about video games and everything, and especially if you have any questions that you're stuck on in anything. So anyway, signing off. See you next time.